Recording in progress.
Good evening. We will call the Auburn City Council meeting for Monday, December 18th, 2023 to order, and we will begin with a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge the federally recognized Muckleshoot Indian Tribe, the ancestral keepers of the land we are gathered on today. We thank them for their immense contributions to our state and local history, culture, economy, and identity as Washingtonians. Tonight, for public participation, the Auburn City Council meeting will be held both in person and virtually. Now, if you would all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. And Hannah, will you please call roll?
Deputy Mayor Jayraj.
Excused.
Councilmember Baggett.
Here.
Councilmember Baldwin. Here. Councilmember Brown.
Here.
Councilmember Malinga.
Here.
Councilmember Rakes.
Here.
Councilmember Troutman-Well.
Here.
Thank you. All right, we have no announcements or proclamations this evening. Do we have any agenda modifications, Hannah?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we do have one public hearing this evening. It is a public hearing on the 2024 CDBG Annual Action Plan. The City Council to conduct a public hearing to consider the proposed 2024 Annual Action Plan. Jeff, is there a staff presentation before we open the public hearing?
Yes, Mayor. Real quick, first of all, the resolution that's before Council tonight, as you mentioned, is for the 2024 CDBG Annual Action Plan. Staff previously provided a presentation to Council on November 27th. Additionally, under CDBG requirements, there are two public hearings that are necessary. A first public hearing was held before the Human Services Committee on October 27th of this year. Additionally, and just for context, the 2024 Annual Action Plan is a sub-plan of a larger 2020 to 2024 consolidated plan. The 5-year consolidated plan under HUD requirements requires an annual plan to help define how human services funding and CDBG funding will be allocated in the coming year. Essentially, this year we're proposing to carry forward the 2023 priorities and funding levels, and that is pretty consistent with years past because we run on a 2-year budget cycle, and we are at the midpoint of that budget cycle, so it's carrying forward into the second year what was approved by Council in 2022 for 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. Council, are there any questions of Jeff before we open the public hearing? All right. I will open the public hearing for the 2024 CDBG or Community Development Block Grant Annual Action Plan hearing. Is there anyone that would like to speak to the action plan? Please come forward, give your name and city of residence for the record.
Virginia Haugen, 2503 R Street, Southeast Auburn. I don't really have any comments to make about it, but I will be watching and maybe a request or two over at the clerk's office. I will be watching very carefully, and I hope that we do very good things in Auburn. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak during this public hearing? Seeing none, we will close the public hearing. We will now move on to audience participation. This is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to the City Council on any issue. The public can participate in person or submit written comments in advance. Participants can submit written comments via mail, fax, or email. All written comments must be received prior to 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting and be 350 words or less. Please mail written comments to City of Auburn, attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, 25 West Main Street, Auburn, Washington, 98001. Please fax written comments to attention Sean Campbell, City Clerk, at 253-804-3116, or email written comments to publiccomment@auburnwa.gov. If an individual requires an accommodation to allow for remote oral comment because of a difficulty attending a meeting of the governing body, the city requests notice of the need for accommodation by 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. Participants can request an accommodation to be able to provide remote oral comment by contacting the city clerk's office in person, by phone at 253-931-3039, or email to publiccomment@auburnwa.gov. Hannah, do we have any remote comment or written comment? All right, we will move to in-person comments. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak tonight? Please come forward, give your name, city of residence for the record, and please limit comments to 3 minutes. Hannah will start the clock when you begin speaking.
Is the mic on? Can you hear me?
It's on.
Okay. Address 401 8th Street Southwest, Auburn, 98001. My name's Steve. I'm a journalist with Inland Auditing Media. I've come before the council to petition the city to seek redress of my grievances. My civil rights were violated by the city of Auburn as a member of the press recently. I was unlawfully trespassed by the city of Auburn Police Department from the Auburn School District, and by the police from the Auburn School District while I was working on a story in a publicly available location. I attempted to resolve the problem on site with 2 officers and a supervisor and the police department in person. The resolution I sought was to have the unlawful trespass warning rescinded or to have the required documentation by Revised Codes of Washington signed. That was refused in violation of law. I come seeking proper lawful resolution of this problem by having either the no trespass warning rescinded or having the proper documentation as mandated by law completed. The city's officials have, with callous, officious, and hubris-laden behavior, dismissed my liberties in a manner that is in fact criminal. My liberties were, with forethought, intentionally conspired against to prevent their use in violation of federal and state law. This problem is not limited to just the police department. The email I sent to the city government and school district has been read from my read receipts. The willingness of this city to call people with weapons to remove me, the press, from public property is shocking. Even more shocking is the flagrant support of this criminal behavior by the city's leadership's wholesale lack of remorse for their abuses against the press. No word has come from the government, which is why I now stand before you, appropriately excoriating this body for its abuses and criminal behavior against me. With such news as children at Evergreen Heights Elementary coming into contact with and eating cocaine while on the playground, the press is direly needed. Just as with my reporting on an alleged oil spill at the school district transportation hub. Your abuses have only emboldened me to make Auburn a focal point for my journalism. You won't silence the press. City leadership, you're going to get more scrutiny from it, in fact.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Final time, please come forward, give your name and city of residence for the record, and limit comments to 3 minutes.
Virginia Haugen, 2503 R Street, Southeast Auburn. I should have been dressed a little nicer for these nice people who have served on the city council. I would like to thank them. I know that you are sitting in some very hot seats sometimes, and you always keep your cool. Robin Malinga, thank you for allowing me to know how very, very smart you really are. What a pleasure getting to know you just a bit. I wish that James was here. I have never been ignored nicer by anyone than he did with me. He had every right to dislike me, but I know that he did a very nice job of representing everyone in this town, and I wish I could have gotten to know him a little bit. Bob Baggett, just always a gentleman, pick up the phone, talk about whatever somebody wants to talk about, be nice to us, and disagree with us nicely, but always a gentleman and a fine man. I am so honored to have gotten to know you. Nancy Backus, thank you for giving me the past year. I have seen all these different sides of Nancy Backus that I didn't know were out there. I appreciate the fact that I got to know all of it, but now I'm finding that you have many friends and they look at me a little, never mind, but they say very nice things about you. And I'm happy to say that now I can say Nancy Backus nice things, okay? Thank you so much to all of you for serving. Councilmember Baldwin, good sweater.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak this evening? Excuse me, final time, is there anyone that would like to speak? All right, we will move on. We have no correspondence this evening. We'll move to Council Ad Hoc Committee reports. Council Ad Hoc Committee chairs may report on the status of their ad hoc council committee's progress on assigned tasks and may give their recommendation to the City Council, if any. And currently we have Finance, that is chaired by Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. The Council Ad Hoc Finance Committee, consisting of Councilmember Robert Baggett and myself, reviewed one set of claims vouchers. For those dated December 18th, 2023, we reviewed 141 pages of claims vouchers, which included 6 wire transfers and 3 electronic fund transfers for a total of approximately $3.1 million. The committee also reviewed one set of payroll vouchers. For the period covering November 30th, 2023 to December 13th, 2023, totaling approximately $2.82 million. This amount included payroll check numbers 539544 through 539549, and the amount of $83,416,059, and electronic deposit transmissions in the amount of $2,735,000, excuse me, $1,510.54. The Finance Ad Hoc Committee had no questions for staff on this set of vouchers for this cycle, and with completion of our review, the committee recommends that council approve the vouchers. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move to the consent agenda. All matters listed on the consent agenda are considered by the City Council to be routine and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Is there a motion? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I would like to move to accept the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Baggett.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
As our councilmember Baldwin mentioned, boy, I am really bad on names tonight. I apologize. Baldwin mentioned about the claims vouchers and also the payroll vouchers. I make motions to accept them as she mentioned them.
Thank you. Questions or comments or any items from the consent agenda that you would like removed for separate discussion? All those in favor of the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Consent agenda passes. We have no unfinished business or any new business that I'm aware of. We will move to resolutions. Resolution number 5743, a resolution adopting the 2024 Community Development Block Grant Annual Action Plan for the consolidated plan years 2020 through 2024. Is there a motion? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I would like to make the motion to adopt resolution number 5734.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Rakes.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Resolution number 5734, as our director Jeff Tate mentioned, is the 2024 Annual Action Plan implement for the final year of 2020 to 2024 CDBG consolidation plan. Every year, the city is required to submit an annual action plan to Departments of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, to guide the investment of community development block grants funds for the following program years. Auburn's current action plan ends in 2023. Will the next plan year scheduled to start in January 1st, 2024?
Thank you, and I believe you meant Resolution 5743.
5734.
43.
Oh, wait a minute. 43, sorry.
Thank you. Just want to make sure that we have the right one on the record.
There's a typo here.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from council on resolution number 5743? All those in favor of resolution number 5743, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution number 5743 passes. Resolution number 5750, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute and administer an agreement accepting grants from the Washington State Transportation Improvement Board for the Auburn Way South Widening and Regional Growth Center Improvement projects. Is there a motion? Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would move adoption of resolution number 5750.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Rakes.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. This resolution authorizes the mayor to enter into agreements to accept and utilize Transportation Improvement Board grant funds in the amount of $5,421,000 for the Auburn Way South Widening and Regional Growth Center Improvement projects.
Thank you. Questions or comments from council? All those in favor of resolution number 5750, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Resolution 5750 passes. And now, council, before the next two resolutions, we are going to move into executive session. The City Council will adjourn into executive session per RCW 42.30.110, subset 1, subset C, to consider the minimum price at which real estate will be offered for sale or lease when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of decreased price, and RCW 42.30.110, subset 1, subset I, subset I, and I to discuss with legal counsel potential litigation that may be commenced against the city and the legal risk of a proposed action when public discussion of the litigation or legal risk is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. The length of time for the executive session is 15 minutes. In addition to myself, the City Council, Senior City Staff Attorney Doug Ruth, Real Estate Manager Josh Arndt, Director of Public Works Ingrid Gaub, and outside counsel Kenan Williams from Foster Garvey will be required to attend. We're going to take 5 minutes to get to our destination upstairs, and then we will also take an additional 5 minutes to reconvene. So that's a total of 25 minutes that we will be in recess. We are recessed.
looking for. I was like,
There are some up there in the mayor's office. Yeah. But I was gonna see if they're in here. I wanted to use this platter.
Okay, officially. All right, we will we will reconvene the Auburn City Council. And we are at resolution number 5751. A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Auburn and the Central Puget Sound Regional Transit Authority for the conveyance of interest real estate. Is there a motion? Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to postpone consideration of Resolution 5751 and Resolution 5752 until January 2nd, 2024 City Council meeting.
Thank you. Is there a second? Councilmember Trout Manuel.
I'd like to second that, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. As a result of what we learned in executive session, we are not prepared at this time to make this motion.
Thank you. Questions or comments? All those in favor of postponing resolutions number 5751 and 5752 to a date certain of January 2nd, 2024, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no. Motion passes. All right, we will move to mayor and council member reports. At this time, the mayor and city council may report on significant items associated with their appointed positions on federal, state, regional, and local organizations. We will begin with Councilmember Trout Manuel.
Thank you. I had a lot to say because I had so many committees that I went to, but I'm not going to go there. I just want to express my gratitude for the Mountain View High School that invites me every year to their winter multicultural event. This year it got bigger, more kids took part. The Marshall Lees, which are the Islanders who are new to our community, they had the largest dancing group. There was 18 of them, and then there was about 13 young men that were running around and doing their thing that they normally do. It was a lot of fun. There was a Mexican dancer. There was 2 Filipino sisters who sang. Lots of good food, lots of good food. The next one is going to the mayor's special open house that she had. It was very well attended. It was a lot of fun seeing the things that they did. And I can't remember the name of the place. It's the Junior Achievement Building. Our city has done a section of it that it represents our city and our city hall. So it's really nice. Everyone should go and take their children there to see everything that they have. They do a lot of nice things for the youth. And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Baldwin.
Thank you, Mayor. For most of it, I was working on getting over a cold, but I did have a chance to participate in the Ready Coalition. And with that, the opportunity to go through and see our holiday trees at the museum here in town. And so I'd encourage folks to get out and check it out. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Brown.
No report tonight, Your Honor.
Thank you. Councilmember Baggett.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tomorrow will be my last board meeting with the Board of Health for Tacoma and Pierce County, so I don't really have a report but I would like to say and wish the council and my colleagues here on the dais best of luck and everything in the future. And you have a new council coming in, so like I said before, Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Rakes.
I only have one thing, Mayor. I was invited to attend Rainier's Middle School holiday concert, and it was held at Mountain View High School. And it was just really great to see so many young kids that were having so much fun, and it was so important to them. And I think they have 3 other concerts coming up this year.
Thank you. Councilmember Malinga.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tonight's my last council meeting, and I want to say thank you to Auburn for this great city. It's been a pleasure serving everyone. thank you, Mayor, and thank you, other fellow council members. It's been wonderful serving with you. Thank you.
Thank you. And I would also like to say thank you to our city team. All of the staff do an amazing job serving, serving this community. And it is a pleasure to work with and learn from each of them. Council, it has also been a true pleasure this year serving with each of you as we have maneuvered some challenges. We have strive to make Auburn a better place for people to live, work, and play. And I think we do that every day. I am going to miss Deputy Mayor Jayraj, Councilmember Malenga, and Councilmember Baggett. I do appreciate your dedication to this community. Most people do not understand the time and effort that it takes to be a good elected official. The hours of reading, the stacks of paper, the nuanced information that needs to be absorbed in order to make informed decisions for this community. I am proud to serve with each of you. I wish those of you leaving us on this council nothing but success in the future. Know that our paths will continue to cross, and I hope that you continue to serve your community in ways that you can be proud of. And to everyone watching or listening, I wish you a very happy holiday season, and we will join you again in 2024. Thank you. We are adjourned.